Sometimes it's just, I wake up and I think, what do I have to do to become great? What must I do different than what I'm doing and what I've been doing to get to where I want to be?
And so once we perceive something a certain way, it affects how we value it. I need you to get the value back. I need you to get the value back. Your perception is off, and now you're starting to treat people a certain way. You're starting to do a certain thing. And the reason why some of you aren't successful is because the value you had that thing when you first started doing it, you don't have that same value no more. You don't treat that thing the way you used to treat that thing when you first got that thing. And so what God is saying is, I need you to change your perception, because once you change your perception, everything changes, son. Once you change your perception, the value changes. And once the value changes, the energy that you give it is totally different.
And then I think to myself, am I doing everything that I know? Everything that I can? Am I giving 100% every single day to reach that point that I'm trying to get to? Because I can picture it in my mind. I can have that feeling. I can have those thoughts. But then I think to myself once again, I'm not giving my all. I'm not putting my best foot forward. And I want to ask you today, what are you doing to make your next effort your best effort? Are you reaching deep down inside to fight through everything that you're going through right now?
Holding on to your past victories, all right? So many people in life, they peaked in high school, they were fucking prom king, they were quarterback team, and they go through life and you see them 10 years later and they can't pay their fucking bills, they're driving a hunk of shit, and they turn into basically a complete accelerated version of themselves, which is a douchebag, and they haven't done anything with their lives, right? And we see these people all the time, and the reason these people don't progress is because they focus on the glory days. They focus on the things they have achieved in the past, and they don't let themselves work towards a better future. And guys, you have to be able to look at yourself and be honest with yourself on this. If this is you, you have to stop this behavior.
Or are you settling to be where you are at this current moment? If you're laying down, you need to get up. And if you're sitting down, you need to get up. If you're on the treadmill running right now, you need to run just a little faster. If you're in the gym right now working out, you need to put 5 more pounds on the rack. But if you just sit down and think about where you've been, and you told yourself if you had the opportunity that you would put in more effort, you'll put in more hard work, you'll go that extra mile. Well, now is the time. Now is not the time to complain. Now is the time to maintain that dream. Open up your heart and be something that you've never been before.
When you focus on what you did last year, or what you did 2 years ago, or what you did last month, or whatever, when you focus on this, guys, that is energy that you could be putting into actually improving and focusing on the task at hand, which is today. Kobe Bryant doesn't fucking sit there and talk about how many MVPs he's won or how many championships he's won. No, the champion's up at 3 o'clock in the morning practicing every day. He's not great because he's great. He's great because he puts the fucking work in on a daily basis, and he wins every fucking day. Too many people get hung up on what they did. They got a raise, they got promoted, they were good at one period of time. And when you guys get hung up on that, it keeps you from moving forward. And I see so many people that quote unquote used to be something become nothing and fade out and become irrelevant because they're not able to take their victories in stride and just say, hey, that was nice, but today I'm back to work. You know, if you won a fucking award at your company banquet last week, this week it doesn't matter.
The skill set only works if you have that mindset. It can be taught, it can be learned, but you have to take the necessary steps. If you're good at something, you can be great at it. If you're great at something, you can be unstoppable at it. There's always a next level. Don't let anybody tell you that it cannot be learned and it cannot be taught. It can be, and Relentless teaches you how.
When you think about why you're not getting where you want to go, why you aren't doing the things you want to do, why you aren't making the money that you make, I promise you, a big part of that is because you're not doing the personal development homework. If you're doing that, you're making a commitment to that, you're doing it every fucking day, you will get better. And when you get better, you get paid more. When you get paid more, you're encouraged to do more of what got you paid more. So start the cycle. Push the fucking ball down the hill and let it get rolling. Read your 10 fucking pages, guys. Do what you got to do, because here's the deal. If you don't do it, somebody else is going to fucking do it, and they're going to be the person that you're working for.
As Thomas Jefferson said, he who knows best knows just how little he knows. And this has been one of the most surreal things about my experience as an entrepreneur, is that the better I get at it, the more that I do, the more I feel lost, the more I feel like there's too much for me to possibly know and understand. And in that is my power. That's literally the source of my power, because I understand that my journey is one of learning. I understand that, as Naval Ravikant said, the genuine love for reading itself, when cultivated, is a superpower. The means of learning are abundant. It's the desire to learn that's scarce. But if you have that desire, if you cultivate that desire to learn, if you accept that you're in this big world that is far too big for you to understand every piece of it, but in recognizing that you don't understand it all and putting yourself on this quest to learn obsessively, to get better, to fall in love with the actual process of gaining knowledge, if you stay hungry for that at all times and you don't calcify your thoughts into dogma, but rather stay fresh, stay naive, stay hungry and foolish to really learn and grow, then you actually obtain power. And this is the part I want people to understand. Look past the words and hear what I'm really saying. As you take on the knowledge, as you're learning one thing after another, those skills have practical application. And it is that practical application, born of understanding how little you really know, that allows you to become far more powerful than the people that think they know. Because when they think they know, they stop growing. When they think they know, they calcify. When they think they know, their thoughts get brittle like bone and break. But when you think you know nothing, when you think you have to learn everything, when you're really just trying to figure out if something works, if it gets you the result, then those skills become real. They become tested by what you're doing. They are boundless because you're always trying to find that next thing. You're never self-satisfied. You're never self-congratulatory. You're simply asking, where do I want to go? What skills do I need to acquire to get there? And knowing that each one of those that you get, brick by brick by brick, builds a real path to where you want to go. So fall in love with the idea that you know nothing. Fall in love with the idea that learning is a superpower. Fall in love with that hunger. Want to get better every day. Never be tricked by the desire to be self-satisfied. Never be tricked by the desire to be great today. Never fool yourself into thinking who you are today is who you can become. I don't care how far you've come. I don't care how many accomplishments are in your rearview mirror. If you fall prey to that, your past will always be bigger than your future. And there is one mandate that I make of myself and anyone else that wants to be around me. Your future must always be bigger than your past. And the only way for that to be true is to love how little you really know, and to love how much you can learn if you just keep going.